Coach, Ben Olsen here for you. Ben, your thoughts on that result, point at home?
Yeah, disappointed. We get a point and we're moving forward, but I think we all understand that's a game we need to win. But the guys that had a lot of minutes over the week gave everything. You could see some of the fatigue setting in that second half, and I thought the subs came in and did a good job of bringing energy and some chances. But we probably needed that second. It's a poor giveaway, a poor goal to give up. And the reality is the performances aren't necessarily resembling the points that we're getting. And that's something we got to continue to kind of deal with and not give away games when when I look at this stat line and look at all this and feel in control of the game, we're just not maximizing the points right now. And hopefully we can turn that around. But overall, another good performance that we just didn't get the points that I think we deserved.
Start with Al and we'll go to Dustin.
Hey, Coach.
We'll wait for the mic. We need it for the Zoom.
Hey, Coach. Nice sequence with the goal from you guys. 5-pass sequence, run the length of the field. Could you just touch on the play on just the, you guys were able to find a nice moment there for.
Yeah, we score good goals in particular because of the profile players we have on there, and a lot of the goals end up being nice sequences because that's, again, who we have on the field and who we have in advanced positions. So we're able to put those together, and it was a nice goal. It was at the right time, right in before half, and again, I thought coming out of second half we looked sharp, and then there was a little bit of a lull, and they started pressing, and they had a few opportunities, and then again a poor goal to give up, and then we chased the game and gave everything, and I think we had 2 or 3 really good looks, and we didn't hit them, and that's been a little bit the story right now.
Hey man, we saw a lot of, looked like you guys attacking on the left with Dan. Dan got the assist on the goal. What do you think of that performance?
Dan was great. Dan was great, really composed, and I thought had a great game both on the offensive side and the defensive side. So it was nice to have him back, a fresh body too with all these games. And I know I said it in a week. I think it's still a little bit ridiculous. Again, maybe sour grapes now, but that Dallas didn't have a midweek game. I mean, there's so much hype about these rivalry games, and then all of a sudden, you're playing. I don't know why they're jamming them in. It doesn't make any sense to me. And if you're going to jam it in, make sure all your rivals have the same schedule, because these games do matter to our fans and to us, and to make them more premier. I don't know. That's my sour grapes 2 cents, but I think I'm pretty much right on that one.
We saw Steve have to go out of the game. Any update on his status?
We'll see. He's definitely got a bigger nose now than he did at the beginning of the game. So we'll see what the effects are to the shot. I think he hit a little collision with Artie or something. So we'll keep eyes on him, see how he goes.
Good night, Coach. And how do you evaluate the progress and growth of the team since the start of the season?
I think we've actually been we're in a nice rhythm of consistency. I know it's hard to say that when we're not maximizing points, but the way we're going about the games is pretty good, and it's pretty consistent. And I think it's clear how we're going to go about things, and I think it's effective. I think we continually look at after the game and kind of talk about a similar story of not maximizing points right now for what's going on the field. So we'll keep working at it. That's all you can do. What are we going to do? Quit? We've got a point at home. It's not fun. We want these fans going home with 3 points, and I know they're disappointed and we're disappointed. But we're in an okay spot still for not playing for not maximizing points. We're still in a good spot or an okay spot. We'd like to be, and it's still been a choppy season in whether it's schedule, whether it's injuries, like everybody. So we're still a work in progress. It's a good group. We'll get there.
Hi, Coach. You had 3 games this week. How would you say that the team did during this week?
Well, we got 4 points out of 3 games, and it's okay, And you want to win at home, and fortunately we got one in Kansas City. So in the collective, if we look at the weekend, it's not too bad. But we feel like, we just feel like we missed out on some points here potentially, and in Austin, another late goal where maybe, that's a game that we at least should get, a point out of. So we got to understand how to see out these games and make sure these moments aren't creeping in, and we deal with them. And that starts with me and the staff, and making sure we're, very clear on how to go about the game in certain moments. But okay week, 4 points in 3 games, kind of move sideways.
And then I also wanted to ask you, Basi gets his goal, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dan's first assist this season. So how can that help them build confidence?
Well, it's nice to get Basi on the sheet. He's a guy that needs to, in particular now with the lack of the kind of number 9 spot for us, he's got to chip in goals. And this will be nice for him, this will help him, and hopefully he can now go on a little bit of a run with some scoring, because he gets himself in such great spots, gets a bunch of chances each game. I thought Ibra was eventful, had a good game, and again I thought the subs came in and gave some energy to the game as well. When our with the 3 games we looked a little fatigued.
Hey, Ben, looking at it, glass half full, it felt and it looked like there was more zip on the passes. There was more intent. The buildup was more crisp tonight. And the Dynamo were trying to attack FC Dallas's middle with through balls. Mm-hmm. Was that emphasized in practice, or you talk about the offense?
Well, we always want to threaten behind. We always want to have actions, and especially the way we're made up. When teams squeeze us, we have to have threats, and whether we do that wide, whether we do that central. Sebastian did a good job of reading it, that they were squeezing our 10s and Sebastian, and coming in there with 3 center backs. So if that's the case, you gotta threaten in behind. And I thought the guys did a good job recognizing that in times, and just the little quality of the ball that got there was just, and that's fatigue, man. That's fatigue, and that's what pisses me off so much about again the scheduling of this game. But it is what it is.
Right. And then on the flip side, being the aggressor, you're susceptible to a possible counterattack. There was a couple instances tonight where Eric Bianchenko was playing the last man, and he held his ground. Can you touch on his performance in the back, and also the long ball on the goal?
Yeah, if we're going to be a team that wants the ball, and it's no good if you can't actively defend some of these players that are really good. And every team has them, and they've got speed, and they've got power. And you saw there with the 2 forwards tonight, at times we were in trouble, and especially pushing the game. And Eric did a great job, 2 or 3 times. Mika obviously has real pace and puts out some fires. So it's something that every team preaches. But especially at home when we have the ball, being dialed in and not watching the game, and really watching the opponent and making sure we're squeezing them, and with a what if mentality. What if the ball turns over? Are we in a good spot to put out some fires? And they did a good job overall. There's 1 or 2 that we got caught, but that's the nature of being at home and pushing the game.
Coach, you mentioned the late goals given up by the team, and obviously defense has been pretty good overall in terms of limiting goals, but being able to, I guess, in the second half, being able to talk about that defense and giving up those goals late, and how the team can I guess, improve in your thoughts overall?
Yeah, you know, there was a little lull there for us. I think even leading into the goal, I thought we were a little lax, and again, maybe that's fatigue. So you know, again, I think it's just an awareness thing. Again, understanding that as we get leads and as we push the game, that we just got to be a little bit more dialed in. I mean, we've given up a lot of soft goals, goals that teams aren't necessarily earning, and that's been a little theme this year. And again, I've said it already, that's cost us some points, and so we gotta clean up some of that and make sure that when teams are scoring on us, they're really earning the goal.
And being able to score the first goal here at home since March 30th, just being able to put some points up here at home. Your thoughts?
Well, I think we're capable of scoring more at home. We're capable of scoring 2-1, so we'll analyze the goal a little bit, and we gave it up, but we can also make it easy on our defenders and win 3-1 at home. We're capable of doing that, and that's something we'll continue to work on. So it's solving the other side and trying to always put up shutouts, but also being a little cleaner and finishing out some games and giving our defense a break every now and then.
Ben, you mentioned fatigue. Although 3 games in 1 week is not common, there's still plenty of season left to play. How would you lift up your players as they continue to go through this long season?
I don't know if it's a lift up moment for us. I think it's a little bit of a let's learn this lesson, and we're a little bit tired of dropping points. We understand that that's not a happy group in there to tie at home against a team, even though they were rested. It's a team, frankly, we should beat at home, and we just we didn't pull that off. So we're disappointed, but there's a lot of pros in there. There's a lot of guys that have been around the block and have had some ups and downs, and I don't think anybody's hitting the alarm bells yet. But we gotta clean some things up.